Hey, how'd my father die?
49 times we fought that beast, your old man and me. We had a chicken head without feet, with a woman's face too.
Oh, that's rad.
It was waiting in the bushes for us. Then it ripped off your dad's face. He was screaming something awful. In fact, there was this huge mess, and I had to change the floors.
The floors?
You see his blood, it drained into the boards, and I had to change them. But we all got a chicken duck woman thing waiting for us. Every day I worry all day. I was waiting in the bushes of love. 'Cause something's waiting in the bushes for us. Something's waiting in the bushes of love. Yeah, every day I worry all day. I was waiting in the bushes of love. Something's waiting in the bushes for us. Something's waiting in the bushes of love.
Yo, never knew my dad, he didn't care about me. Dead horizon is all my macro binoculars see. Moisture farming all my life and not a drop spilled. My aunt and uncle double sons and sipping blue milk. My aunt and uncle double sons, I'm sick of blue milk.
But then a desert hobo came and told me we all got a chicken duck woman thing waiting for us. Every day I worry all day. I was waiting in the bushes of love. Something's waiting in the bushes for us. Yeah, something's waiting in the bushes of love. Yeah, every day I worry all day. I was waiting in the bushes of love. Something's waiting in the bushes for us. Something's waiting in the bushes of love. Hold me when I open like a flower. Hold me right. Yeah, I ain't had to bake for a girl in a long time. A long time.
I think my cooking's awesome.
I've got her picture in my photo wagon.
I keep it poppin'.
Yeah, she'd probably love to honky tonk.
Probably love to honky tonk.
That's what I said. Waiting for us. I used to ride across the desert, you know. I used to glide on my speeder of faith that I don't find, but I don't wanna find. Waiting for me around the corner, oh no, no. Waiting for us. I used to ride across the desert, you know. I used to glide on my speeder of faith that I don't find anymore. Crispy bodies by the door.
Do not wear that outfit again. But if you wanna keep your spleen, because I want to fit in. Sorry, you're just not terribly important to me. Did you know that Whitney Houston's debut beat her phone number one single song? Did you know that Christy, there are no girls with good personalities? I don't think we should see each other anymore. It never was supposed to be. Gotta return some videotapes. Have to return some videotapes. Did you know I'm utterly insane? I like to dissect girls that ate some of their brains. Gotta return some videotapes. I'm really late. I guess I'm probably returning videotapes. I guess I'm probably returning videotapes.
The following program is rated TV-17, containing bad language,
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
sexual situations,
Like, you're gonna take your pants off and stay.
nudity,
Sure.
and graphic depictions of nut-crunching dick kicks.
Oh, I just had to kick him the diddly again.
Parental discretion is advised.
I am telling you, it is the definition between an entrepreneur and an employee. The employee goes to the cliff, looks over the cliff, access there below down there. Where I was safe. What happens if it hurts? What if I land on my neck? The entrepreneur, they said, when you jump off the cliff, backs up 10 feet to get a fucking run.
This town needs an enema.
Fuck.
Everything changed. And anyone who tells you different is just lying.
You know who this is? This is Mark motherfucking Sylvester.
All right, there we go. It is Thursday night. Welcome to
And Stuff, the greatest show on the planet for now.
For now. This is one of the last episodes, so get used to it. Get into the rhythm because the Grift will be starting probably in a few weeks, maybe the end of March.
Yeah,
I gotta figure it out. I still gotta figure out when Kayla can stream, but that's the new show, everybody. The Grift. It's gonna basically be a combination of everything we do here on the Ronan Joe channel, Hot Stuff, Appreciating Comic Book Art Live, this or that. It's going to be a variety show, and we're going to be holding nothing back.
no,
That's right. Raw, unadulterated opinions and nudity is what's going to
I'm not wearing any pants right now, so like we're halfway there.
We never wear any pants.
No pants here.
We're trying to convince everybody who comes on the show to get completely naked. That's still a work in progress. Mostly the women. Guys, you can keep your clothes on. Just, leave a little bit to the imagination as we go forward, because I'm the only one that everybody's allowed to picture naked. It's just facts. It's just facts. Do me a favor, everybody, wherever you are watching, please hit the like button, jump to the YouTube channel, subscribe, and join the conversation in here. The more you comment, the more YouTube will share this out into the algorithm. I don't know if that's true, but I'm gonna make it up. So just
we
comment.
can spread more rumors. So
that's what I like to do. Spread the rumors. So listen, this is what we're gonna do tonight. Sean is taking over the show. I got a lot of work to do behind the scenes, so I'm gonna jump probably the backstage, do a little bit of producing, and Sean's gonna take the show over after I say hi to the chat here. But please come in, hang out, share this out, let people know we're live. Let's get the regular crowd in here and have a good time. So let's add to the chat real quick. We've got infamous Mr. Cursed is number one in the chat, number one in our hearts. My friend, that makes you.
You're number one.
Yes, sir, you are. Welcome to the show. You know what? Oddly enough, this is one of the first shows where Mark Penguin has not been the number one in the chat.
yeah, I hope he's doing okay. Maybe maybe
makes me
he's on
worry.
vacation. The guy works his tukish off, so hopefully he's enjoying himself whatever he's doing. Maybe in a couple hookers. Some blow off their ass. Good times.
All the good stuff. Well, good health and Godspeed to Mark Penguin.
Yes.
Wiley J. Draws is in the house as the host.
Yes.
Yes, sir. The Don's in the house, member
Don.
of the channel. Every first member that jumps in the chat gets this, of course. It feels so good to have the members in the chat tonight. Welcome. Scribe Comics is in the house. It's hello, Joe and Sean.
What's going on?
What's going on with you? Hope you are doing well. Good to see you. Cursed Heart Creation says, hi, everyone. How do you?
Good day.
Good day, mate.
Mm.
Good day is what we say. Bidet or bidet. We can do bidet. Bidet works, right?
It feels comfortable.
What if you started going around just telling everybody instead of like good day, you're just like bidet, mate? Do you think that would
Maybe they thought you were like a nausea with like a stroke.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that could be cool. I could get down with that. I could get down with that. We got Sheldon Martin in the house.
Pegging isn't new for me, friendo, but it is for Disney.
Member of the channel. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you here as always. And wherever you're watching, I'm sure you are sporting the awesome Reaper Destroyer hoodie that you have. If you're not, I'm just imagining that's what you're doing in my mind. Duck Bacon's in the house. Says, hail Joe. Hail, check your DMs, Sean. Hail the chat.
Will do.
Nice.
Will do.
Nice.
After the show, I promise.
I like it. Rachel Brinkley's in the house from all the way from Canada. I believe that she's from.
Yes.
Hoping that Michigan was warmed up for you guys. It's getting there.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting there. I think we're in the 40s today.
Yeah.
I want to say
it was like
we're
late
supposed to be-
50s.
Yeah, we're supposed to be like in the 60s on Saturday, I think,
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. We're heading into some warm weather, which was pretty awesome. I'm excited about it. Very excited about it. All right, everybody, do me a favor. Share this out. Let people know that we are live. Come on in, jump in the chat. Like I said, Sean is going to be running this show solo. I will be behind the scenes acting as producer, but I got a lot of work to do tonight, and I couldn't be here for the entire thing. But we have an awesome guest. Sean will bring him on, talk about some cool stuff as well. Time Scales is here as well. Good to see you. Greetings from San Francisco. It was hot here today.
Nice.
It was.
Nice. Enjoy the weather.
It was. Yeah, definitely enjoy that weather.
Just
All
don't swim to Alcatraz. I heard there's sharks there.
Well, it could be. All right, I'm changing the background music. I'm going to be dipping here in a second. Chat, I will see you guys towards the end of the show. Continue to comment. I will be watching the chat. This is what's going to happen, guys. Look, just come here. Wait, hold on a second. Come here. Just a little closer. Come here. Sit on my lap. Let me tell you something. I'm going to be watching the chat. Every single one of you. I want to make sure you are commenting and being a part of the show like you always are. And if you're not, I'm going to call you out personally. And then send naked pictures or something. But that's what's going to happen. So I expect the best of you guys tonight. Let's go. All right, Sean, I'm dipping. You can bring the guest on. I will see you guys towards the end of the show. So kick ass. Talk to you guys later.
All right. So we got a great guest in line for you. He's got a book out called Glitch on Kickstarter. He's got a couple more days, I believe, for it to be going on. And he's got a variant cover penciled by one of my favorite people in the world. So I'm really excited about that. I want you to give a round of applause for DJ Weirdick. And I'm going to bring you up.
How's it going?
Thanks for coming on. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Glad to be. Wow, the applause noise. That's a warm welcome. I appreciate that. How you guys doing?
For you. Good. So normally every time we have a first-time creator on, we like to ask them, what's your origin? What got you in the comic books? Who inspired you to be the creator that you are? And what's some of your interests?
Yeah, and that's a great question. So I feel like my origins as far as interest in comics is concerned is very similar to a lot of people who, around my same age, like close to 30. I grew up with the
youngin.
Yeah, I'm always told that I'm always the youngin of the group. I'm always, is how it is. But I grew up with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, the X-Men movies, and then of course the early stages of the MCU and DCEU. And that's where a lot of my interest really stemmed from there. Eventually, getting to actually reading comics later on. In fact, what's funny is that one of your guys' intros showed a bunch of like comic covers, right? And one of them that showed was Superman Batman number 8, I think, with Michael Turner's artwork on there.
Oh my god, that's a comic book, yeah.
Oh yeah, that was the first comic book that I ever read in my entire
life.
No
way.
That book, yeah. And what's funny is that I didn't actually get to like owning comics till I was like maybe 12, but I read that one in like the back room of a public library, and we would go there like back in the day when you had to like go to places physically to rent movies and stuff.
Sure.
Before streaming was a thing. My mom would be talking to the librarian for like an hour, and I just go in the back room with a wall rack of comics and just read them, and that was the first one I picked up. So it was just kind of cool. But yeah, I grew the interest with the movies, and over time just fell more and more in love with comic art, and one of my main go-tos as far as comic artists is concerned is Greg Capullo. That guy.
Woof. Preach.
Anytime he puts out anything,
yeah,
my wallet feels a little pain. So,
I hear you. I
I just have to get it, you know?
Very cool. Very cool. So you're saying that Batman was your first issue that you read. What do you subscribe to? Like, what's your monthly poll? Do you collect mostly titles, artist, or character?
I usually tend to lean towards artists.
Okay.
But there are certain characters, like right now I'm pulling The Darkness from Top Cow.
Nice.
Creech, that's a great one. Great one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, The Darkness, Geiger, Rook Exodus, a lot of independent stuff right now. Also, oh gosh, I feel like I'm blanking. Capes, the Invincible Universe, Capes book.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm trying to get all the different Invincible month covers that are coming out, you know, the Spawn variant, you know, the Rook and all those different things. And also I'm always collecting back issues of Spawn, you know, always just trying to find collection fillers, you know. And yeah, just always looking.
So with finding like illustration, like you mentioned Capullo, you know, Turner, who else are like illustrations? It's like, who's your layout, who's your fundamental breakdowns, and who's your finish when you think of an artist when you're putting pen to paper or pencil to paper?
As far as layouts, I love how Gary Frank does his layouts. Very simplistic and square layouts, you know, like especially like Doomsday Clock, for instance. Very structured, you know. It's very easy to follow. I mean, I love, you know, the classic like chaotic all over the place type of thing as much as anybody. But that's just kind of how I structure things myself. So Gary Frank for structure and composition. Rendering, I would have to say I tend to like a lot of the rendering done by people like Mark Silvestri or Jim Lee. Nice. But I definitely don't go as far in depth with you know, the rendering as they do, obviously, because I'm not them. Greg Capullo, obviously, I like a lot of his simplistic blocking.
I heard Mark Silvestri. This guy's all right. This guy,
hey,
he's welcome in our house.
you got to know game, right? Game recognizes game.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Capullo, I love how he, you know, has filled in black areas that like create sort of a noir feel to him while also still feeling loose and fun. And another guy that I feel like doesn't get enough attention sometimes, Andy Kubert.
Oh my God, the Kubert brothers, like both of them. Geez, that's royalty. Those guys can.
I mean, nowadays you don't really hear as many people talk about them, but they deserve more. You know, like I always go back to their work, and I think Kubert's gonna be working on a new book, Terminal, with Robert Kirkman. I think coming out in July.
That looks phenomenal. I believe Art Adams is doing some stuff. Finch, so that's gonna be a fun book for sure.
David Finch, I mean, I study his, you know, tutorials and his artwork all the time. He's another one that really influences how I block out shaded areas and rendering and stuff. That guy is just insane. I can't say enough about him. But yeah, Andy Kubert, I'm so looking forward to that series. Oh, that reminds me of another book I'm pulling, Skinbreaker, with David Finch and Kirkman.
Beautiful book.
Amazing
book. Stories, cool, basic. I like it. I enjoy it, but I'm there for the art, man. Like,
I mean, yeah, it's very simplistic, like tribal contention story. But like, yeah, David Finch, that guy can draw a tree like no one else can.
I'm with you.
He can make a tree look freaking incredible and entrancing to look at. It's ridiculous.
He could draw the phone book, and I will be buying 3 copies of it.
Yeah, exactly. He really does put truth to the statement, and that's some good stuff right there. Oh my gosh, that is beautiful. Ugh.
Look at that.
That is just gorgeous. Yeah, that's Finch. Yeah, it's definitely him. But yeah, his rendering, how he adds texture to things everywhere is just ridiculous, and I just love it.
Good stuff. So you've been on the convention scene. When did you start doing that? And what shows have you been? What shows have you found to be your favorite?
Yeah, so funny enough, I actually had never been to a convention until 2021.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't grow up around the convention scene just because we were always in like small farm town communities where you'd have to go like 3 hours to a decent convention.
Okay.
But yeah, it was 2021. I was exploring, you know, doing art full time, and I was really good friends with the owners of the comic shop that I lived nearby out in Virginia at the time. And they also run the show in Virginia called Big Lick Comic Con.
Yeah.
Chris. Yeah, and so
Bouchard.
Nice. Yeah, Bouchard. Hey,
it's our guy.
Love that guy. But yeah, so I started doing that show just because, you know, they told me like, hey, apply and get a table. And I've done that show twice a year since then. Even though I live in Kansas now, I still make the trip just because I have a lot of clientele there now, and you know it's worth it every time.
Sure.
But then I've done a lot of shows on the East Coast. I did Baltimore Comic Con a couple times.
Good show. I
hope to do that more once we move back towards the East Coast. Then I did some shows here in the Midwest. Did Soda City in South Carolina. I did Blue Hen in Delaware. I've kind of done
I lived in Delaware for a few years. Where was that at?
It was, oh gosh, I have buddies out there.
I live south, like right outside of Ocean City. So like I was by the beach area. I threw a convention out there one year called Geeks at the Beach, but we'll get back to that to another time. But
yeah, Ocean City was another one that I did.
I love that show. Love James and the crew. One of the best shows around. A great family-oriented show. Like it's awesome because it's a beach town, so it's seasonal, and they have nothing to do in the winter. So it's just getting bigger and bigger by the year. And
yeah,
let me just chime in with, you haven't lived life until you sing New Kids on the Block at karaoke with the Pacina brothers, who were Raiden and Johnny Cage. So you pick a song and you know you're not going to get anybody teased with you, because if they do, they're gonna get their throats ripped out, you know. So that's what you got to do.
Last time I did that one, again back in December, it was so freaking cold. Holy cow!
Yeah.
It was also windy too, and we were taken down Sunday night, and there was this guy who was a toy vendor, and he was loading up his van, and I was going between my car and the convention center to get stuff, and this guy had this big old like wagon, and it blew over with the wind, and he had a Castle Grayskull, and it like shattered into pieces.
No,
and it was just blowing all over the parking lot, and everybody's like running around trying to grab a piece and get it back to him. I don't think it actually like broke beyond repair, but like it broke apart, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just chaotic and super cold. Everyone was miserable, but overall the show itself was a good time. It's just taken down was just the worst.
Another show just to spotlight, Turficon in Connecticut is a great show.
Oh, I want to go to that so bad. I mean, that's the main one that I know that Capullo goes to. I've never met Capullo. I'd love to. And so when we move back out east, that's one I definitely want to try to get into at some point.
I got so my buddy Marat Michaels of Brigade fame, Do You Poo and Naughty and Nice. He was New York Comic Con, like maybe 14 or 15. He was table next to Jonathan Glapion, and Glapion's a cool dude. And like I'm just talking to Marat for a bit, and then Capullo and his wife comes up, and I thought I was thinking this to myself, but I'm like, it's Greg Capullo, and Marat sees me. And he stands up and he's like, Greg, this is my buddy Sean. And I'm just like, oh, it's a pleasure to meet you. He's like, Greg, don't leave your wife around Sean. I'm like, why are you saying that? But, you know, just busting balls. But, man, he's just like that atmosphere, like everything you think about him, like just that cool dude. That's who he is. And it's just like, wow. I'm never washing my hand again.
See, I met Jonathan Glapion at a really small show in Denver a couple years ago. It was a thing called SpawnCon. It was like in a hotel.
Yeah, my buddies were there, and the Kemps. Shout out to the Kemps.
Yes.
Is that how you met Dan?
I did not meet him there actually.
Oh, okay.
I actually didn't know he was there until like we were actually messaging a couple weeks ago, and he mentioned that, and I was like, no way, you were there too? Like we could have met. And so yeah. Although that show kind of is involved in how we ended up collaborating with each other, because I met another artist friend of mine who had worked with them. And like we got connected that way afterward. But yeah, I wish I'd have met him at that point. That'd have been super sick. But yeah, I met Glapion there, and then Angel Medina.
There's another guy who doesn't get enough props. Like his Spawn run is just there with Capullo, and his layouts, his Kiss Psycho Circus.
Oh yeah,
good grief, that's an illustrated book.
100%. And meeting Thomas Healy and talking with him a little bit. Thomas Healy,
friend of the show. We've had Thomas on a couple of times. Good guy.
Yeah, he bought a little sketch for me, which is really cool, because it's like,
wow,
shoot, all right. Try to think. I know that Keybar.
Who should I invoice this to? Todd McFarlane Productions?
Yeah. Pretty much. We're just advertising for them outright. Let's go. Yeah, no, I did that one, and that was really cool, getting to meet a lot of the different people involved with Spawn. Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember the other one. Kevin Conrad. I met him and talked to him.
Kevin, that's like, he's such a good dude. Oh, you just named him with buddies. That's awesome.
And then Chance Wolf, I think, was another one that I met. They were across from me. Yeah. So they were all, I was in like the middle area of like the little hotel conference room. And they were along the wall across the aisle from me, and Angel was to my right. And Healy was just walking around the place. I think he had a table maybe around the corner. And then Glapian was like around the corner, just back a ways. And I got a little print from him that was signed by him, which was really cool. So almost met everybody that I've known with Spawn, except for, Capullo McFarlane. So
but
right.
You'll get there. You'll get there, bud. I guarantee it. So let's talk a little bit about Glitch. Like, how did that come about? How long you been working on the project? Your inspirations for the story. Break it down to us. Sell the chat. Here. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. So Glitch, the basic concept of it is one that I've actually had in my back pocket for like a decade and a half.
Okay.
My little brother and I, we would read through like those Marvel and like character encyclopedia books, breaks down their bios and the stories that are important for them and everything. And one day we just kind of decided to make our own encyclopedia of characters, of heroes, villains, anti-heroes, and that sort of thing. And one of the characters we came up with was a rogue android named Glitch. And that's where it kind of stayed for a long time. Just this sketch, this character that I would doodle from time to time in the back of my classrooms and everything. And then it was back in I think either late 2021 or early 2022. I was working in my previous job at a manufacturing plant. And within one work shift, I suddenly just had this story like basically pour into my brain of what I could do with this character. And I had a 3-issue miniseries layout in my mind after like one work shift. It was pretty wild. Like, I never had anything happen like that to me before, ever. And since, I haven't had it happen to me since either. And so I was like, you know what, I have to do something with this. And so from that point, I'd been doing like character designs and like ironing out the outline of the story and the script. And then I started fully working on it about 2 years ago, because I'm, an independent guy and I have to do like commissions on the side and everything. So it's kind of slow working for a time. But once I, got acquainted with Dan and we did a couple pieces together, and he, agreed to be a part of the book, at that point we were just like, okay, yeah, let's get this thing going. Let's get it going. And so I've been seriously full-time working on it for about a year and a half. And over time, of course, the story has kind of evolved and changed from, when we first made the character, he was just a typical android who was, trying to overthrow humanity, robbing banks and weapon depots and stuff in order to accomplish his means. But now it's a lot more of a psychological book and a lot more along the lines of something like Ex Machina or Bicentennial Man or Chappie.
Cool.
To answer this question, how many pages is the comic? The first issue is actually 34 pages. So it's a bigger book. Definitely a lot more world building happening. In the second and third issues that will follow later will be around 25 or 24 pages. I am, in this case, both the writer and the artist for the book. I'm mostly just an artist, but this book I did the writing and really enjoyed it because I have two brothers who are writers. One who's written a couple novels, another brother who's in college for English, and so I was able to pick their brains quite a bit. And I'm seeing Sheldon Martin's other question. Ex Machina, so some cyborg boobies. This cyborg isn't female, so unfortunately I can't deliver on that idea. Sorry to disappoint. But yeah, so it's like I was saying before, the book has kind of taken more of a psychological look to, like artificial intelligence and how an android might interpret the world around him. And it's one of those things that I just again, you'll just have to get the book. You'll just have to get the book in order to see.
Great answer.
I'll let you with that. But yeah, no, it's a book that my brother and I, my little brother, we've been working on for a bit, and it's definitely a dream come true getting it to be a reality, and also to work on it with Dan Kemp. Is just insane. Never once in a million years would I thought 5 years ago that, hey, I'm going to make a comic book about this character Glitch that I made when I was 12. And not only that, I'm going to work with Dan Kemp to get it colored. Like, absolutely bonkers.
Yeah. Now, have you had the pleasure of talking with Dan on the phone?
Yeah, twice. I actually talked to both him and his brother Dave.
Yeah.
And that was so much fun. They're hilarious.
They're the best. Like, Dan will go on like an hour-long rant
Yes.
And then he's like, what was I talking about? It doesn't matter. Hey, call me back in 2 days. I'm like, all right.
He'll do that in both like phone call and text form.
Yeah.
He'll have a bunch of different messages, you know, and giving you great advice and great insight into the comic industry. But it's one of those things where you kind of just like looking at the screen and you're just kind of waiting. It's like, okay, he's making his point. Cool. Awesome. That's really interesting. You know, he's like a teacher in that way. And I've really appreciated his, you know, his wisdom and his encouragement and support. It's been really cool.
Yeah.
To have that.
Yeah. It's definitely a dream to work with somebody of their caliber, and just, they've been doing work since I was a teenager. So it's just like, wow, I get to work with the Kemps. It's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that, you know, you and I and of course Dan and Dave were able to work on a part of this book, so that's freaking insane. I love it.
Yeah, let's bring that up. Let's talk about me, because I'm very selfish. And let's get down to the basis of the story. So about 2 weeks ago, Dan called me up and he's like, hey man, what's going on? I'm like, yo, brother, I'm good. You know, it's Joe's birthday, but there's some birthday cake. He's like, cool, happy birthday, Joe. And he's like, hey, my buddy has this comic, and he's got a robot, and you know, Strees from Type 1 is a robot. I'm like, he's got armor. And he's like, would you consider doing an alternate cover for him? I'm like, yeah. He's like, just do a layout and do pencils. This kid's very talented. He can ink you. He could put a slick, cool line on you. It'll be a good job. I'm like, sign me up. So when we got into the group chat, and Dan was throwing out, we were all throwing out, like, I wasn't. I was just waiting for the information. And yeah, well, here we go. And Dan brought up the Iron Maiden cover, which I was like, awesome. Everybody agreed upon it. The information was there. So all I had to do was just interpret that, change the gesture a bit, put the added information. And once you said, like, here's a key thing when you know somebody is an artist, you're like, I'm like following it. And I was like, I know what you mean. I put trust in there. So I'm like, all right, I can be a little looser, more sketchier, just let you handle the polish and the sheen and the shine. And brother, I gotta say, you knocked that out of the park. Like, I was just overwhelmed with just how great your lines were, adding the shadows, just the textures, just really good, like really jammed well. It's really fun to jam. And it's been a while since I jammed with somebody, and it was just cool. And then the Kemps came on and threw their color palette on it, and it was just like, wow.
Well, it's like I told you when we were messaging about it that I don't get the chance to just ink somebody else's pencils very often. In fact, hardly ever.
Yeah.
I'm inking over my own stuff. And so being able to kind of work with that and interpret a piece through my own lens with inks was really, really fun. And like, honestly, it was one of those things where once I started working on it, I didn't want to stop. So I got it done in like one day just because it was like, all right, it's flowing, it's happening. I'm in that zone. Let's get this going. And it turned out awesome. And also the surprise of, you know, Dave being involved in the cover too. I was not expecting that part. And, you know, Dan was saying that it's only the 7th cover that they've worked on together.
Right. Yeah.
Which is a huge honor.
Huge honor. Yeah.
It's incredible.
We broke a hand. So that's awesome.
Yeah. No, it was really, really cool. And also I love the fact that it was an Iron Maiden cover. And Dan was just like, you know, I'm a fan. So I was like, all right, this is a fun little service for Dan. Let's get something that interests him in here. And no, I absolutely loved that. I'll have to find the picture of that and we can bring that up at some point and show people just.
Yeah, let me try to bring up the campaign page. 1 second. I'm learning how to do this. It's in the private chat.
Chris here is a good thing you live streamed, Dawson, because I almost forgot to back your book. Hey, I just saw the notification. I appreciate the back, man. Much appreciated, bud. We're very
cool.
close to 4,500 for the campaign, which the main goal was 3,500. So we've overshot it, which is incredible, and could not be more excited about that. I mean, it's fantastic.
1 sec, Joe. Would you mind bringing up the campaign? I'm trying to figure out how not to click out of the show, and then like I can't share my screen because my Cintiq is off for some reason. It's not working. So this is might be a little different.
We'll do it live.
Do it live.
I know Chris Bouchard. I've actually known him for quite a while back when I was doing my own podcast a couple years ago, like during and after COVID.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, much appreciated, Joe, in the back. But yeah, 44,000 so far with 3 days left to go. 47 backers. It's just incredible. Yeah, you get like a cool story synopsis here, but we'll see on the side that we got the different reward tiers that include like different covers and stuff. Of course, all the covers except, well, 2 of the 3 main covers were colored by Dan and Dave, which is really cool. And then this cover B was actually colored by a guy who I've worked with a couple times named Alonzo Espinoza, who...
Oh, super talented. Super talented.
Incredible. Oh, you know him.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, them. Yeah, super talented.
Dude is incredible. Like, I don't know if he has been published, but if he hasn't, it's criminal. It's so much to report a crime because it's ridiculous, because he's just incredibly talented. Like, all the stuff, all the times he colors Spawn or pretty much anything, really, it just comes out so incredible. But yeah, there's the physical copy C with the Iron Maiden homage, which again, penciled by this guy, Pixel Tool. Yes,
Pixel Tool.
Dude, that guy is incredible. He's done a couple different pieces for me over the past couple of years. In fact, I'm gonna be reaching out to him soon for another piece that I just finished the inks for, Gunslinger Spawn piece.
Nice.
Because again, that's right in his wheelhouse. You know, I got a couple different pieces that I'm getting colored here pretty soon because I gotta add some more prints to the convention rotation. You know,
right.
Got a couple older ones.
So I'm going to suggest you get my cover.
Yeah.
Again, like back hard, back often, back a couple times. Get the digital copy in your hand so you can read it firsthand. So you don't gotta break the spine of the comic. You can keep it in your collectors. You can put it in your boxes. You get CGC graded. Like, save it as a momentum while you have the digital copy you can have on your phone, your iPad, or even your personal computer, and read it at any time.
Exactly. Every single person that pledges, or every tier comes with a digital copy as an add-on bonus, which is really cool. And actually, also 5 of the backers, 5 random backers, will get one of these, which is a fun like preview exclusive that I had at a recent Comic-Con, and I have some copies left, and so people get to see like the first 20 pages of just the inks with a fun little variant that was also colored by Dan.
Nice!
It was for Big Lick Comic-Cons. This is like the mascot of the convention, and we had the android, doing his thing with him, and so yeah, 5 people will get one of these, which is really cool. We also got a bunch of 3D printed coins that are over in the corner that I'll be throwing in. Have like a company logo from the book. In fact, you see in the first paragraph of the thing, Rivon Tech is a company in the book, and there's a little circular logo with RVT, and there's a coin that we have for people. So a lot of fun little trinkets for people who back the project. And because we passed the $4,000 mark, everyone will also get like a mini print of one of the cover pieces signed by me. So
nice.
Very, very cool.
What's up, Rick? Good to see you, brother.
Rick's in the chat. I got to play this.
The common thread in all of my failed schemes is human stupidity. People are just too stupid to accept me as their leader.
I love that. Also, by the way, I gotta say, I loved the bad lip reading music for the intro.
Oh,
that was incredible. I have some of those songs like saved in my Spotify playlist unironically, so always gotta appreciate that.
You know, Joe brought that up like a couple years ago when we started doing the show, and it's just fun stuff. Kind of gets you in the mode, a little quirky, a little relaxed, and just it's always good stuff. But that's awesome. You did a preview book. Joe and I had done preview books for his Reaper Destroyer and Type 1 for myself, and that's just a great way for upcoming creators to get the word out, to get a preview of your comic. It's a tchotchke. That's cool tchotchke. It can show that you're able to produce a book, and this is what we're going to be in store. So that's awesome. Like, that's so super cool that you did that. Like, woo!
And it was all Dan Kemp's idea. He told me to get
that motherfucker stole it from me. Then. No, I'm kidding. He's probably like,
and I stole it from Sean.
Yeah, you did.
Stole from Sean.
Probably like, hey man, you should do a preview book. It will be a great idea.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much exactly what he mentioned to me. He's like, hey, before you launch, you'd like do a preview, and that's exactly what we did. And
smart thinking.
Really cool idea. And also we have a fun little thing on the back where it's like, you can't really see it on the camera, but it's like a circuit board like texture on the back.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, really fun idea. And Dan's full of great ideas. I mean,
yeah. All ball busting aside, Dan's become a close friend over the past 5 years now or so, and just again, great advice, like you said, awesome stories, and just when you get to talk to somebody that you've idolized their craft and their work for so many years as a friend, it's you live in the dream.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And to answer, who is it that was asking about Instagram and X? Instagram, I'm DJW32Art, pretty easy to find. And then X, it's NIMW32. It's an old username from back when I first got on what was Twitter. But yeah, NIMW32 on X and DJW32Art on Instagram. So you'll see that as soon as you pull it up, it's just a crap ton of drawings and stuff. So not hard to spot.
What's up, Ace? Hope you're doing good, brother.
Yeah, we got the character design here for the android named Ty.
Very cool.
Which is also, like I talked about, the story evolving over the years. The design also kind of evolved over time, where when I first drew him, he was very much more android looking with like a face plate rather than a nose and a mouth. Like speakers where he spoke from. He had like a projector on his forehead, like very much like over the top android stuff. But after a while, it was like, you know what? I want to make him look a little bit more humanistic and what's the term? Anatomical. Okay. Because, I mean, as a fellow artist yourself, as comic artists, we tend to study almost exclusively, drawing anatomy, right?
Yeah.
Muscle structure and everything. And so this is kind of a way to make things easier for me while also making him a bit more interesting to look at, I guess. Which I had a lot of fun with making him look this way. It makes it to where he can be more expressive and just make it more interesting to read for the reader.
Now, were there any specific robots that you're like, I'm gonna pull from this, I'm gonna steal from that, change this up, add, because like we all steal. David Finch says it, like you gotta steal. You gotta steal other people's tricks and your bag of goodies. So
yeah, no one is 100% original.
No.
The matter of fact.
Yeah.
I'd say for me, there was definitely some influence from some of the designs for iRobot, that Will Smith movie. And maybe
great design. Yeah.
Oh yeah, incredible design. I love that movie. I mean, it's got its problems, but it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
A little bit of that, and just little pieces of Android here and there. I think the main iRobot influence is if you look like where his thigh connects to his hip and behind his knees, like the tubing that connects them all. That's definitely something that I took from the iRobot designs. There's a lot of that tubing going on that forms the musculature and connects tendons and ligaments and everything. And the face, I think a little bit, I kind of wanted some more like slightly smooth, almost young looking face. And the rest, just typical Android stuff like the circles on the sides of the elbows where it like rotates. Yeah, definitely a lot from iRobot for sure.
Now, what do you use to draw? Do you use Procreate, Clip Studio, Sketchbook?
I use Procreate. Yeah, that's the main one I could afford, and I've stuck to it just because I have so many brushes for it.
Yeah, I'm going to ask, what's your favorite brushes? Have you I got a Terry Austin brush, which is probably my favorite for now. But like, there's so many great brushes, and I think you could like import Photoshop brushes into the program.
There's some that carry over, yeah. Some for Clip Studio Paint as well. I have some of the main comic brush sets that I have are from is it Brandon Marzullo? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a couple different brushes that I have, especially like pencils and inks.
He's got some great trick brushes.
Yes, very good trick brushes. Like a lot of those. And then I think there's like is it called a DJC like manga pack where there's some cool textures in there. Some cool like spray paint packs where you can get a little extra textures in the background and cross-hatching brushes. Let's see, preview book for Omega Mission Primer will be free upon sign up April 18th.
Nice.
Very cool.
Get ready to drop those links down. That's awesome.
Very awesome.
Okay, another hard-hitting question.
No relationships between the androids. The main android we see throughout the story is this one, Ty. We usually just see him on his own. Hey, I appreciate that, Don. I'll have to follow you back when I get off this for sure. Much appreciated. Yeah, no, we're mostly just following the perspective of this singular android. Like other androids exist in the world of this book, but it's very much the story from his perspective, which is something that I don't feel like we get a lot of with, you know, the artificial intelligence android, you know, genre. We usually see it from the human perspective, and we see how like it's kind of scary for humans seeing their intelligence grow, but we don't really see. I see Sheldon again. You should come on the studio to promote as well. Hey, absolutely. Just let me know. Hit me up, and I'm totally down.
Yeah, Don's got a great show in the studio Saturday nights. Bunch of cool, talented cats. They're our crew, so you know, don't make us look stupid. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, definitely hit up the Don.
Yeah, absolutely. But kind of what I'm saying is that, again, we see it through his eyes. We kind of see how the android perceives the world around him, how he interprets things that happen, how he evolves, and which I think was kind of a unique take on it, because you can kind of see where his logic is wrong, but you can kind of see how he gets to his conclusions, you know? Yeah, I'd absolutely love to be on there on studio. That'd be really fantastic. But yeah, this is cover A, which was penciled by myself, inked digitally, and then colored by Dan Kemp. I actually did the cover in the first 7 pages of the book with traditional pencils, just because I kind of wanted to try and do that. And then after a while, I was like, you know what? I wanted to ramp up the speed of production, and digitally is kind of easier just to get it laid out, get it finished, get things to Dan. Because, you know, I'd send him pages all the time just to kind of show him, like, hey, this is how the story looks, so you can kind of get a good idea mentally, you know, of how to approach it. Because he's probably told you this, but he likes to approach the colors to a page mentally first.
No.
And so, like,
no, he's like,
he's never
this
said that.
Is what I'm feeling today. I'm just trying.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, no, he's got a method to his madness for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's a great method.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it works so freaking well. But yeah, I'd send him inked pages and sometimes penciled pages, just kind of show him like the process and let him know, like, hey, I'm still working on this. This is still a thing that I absolutely want to pursue. So yeah, I love how this cover turned out. We explored a couple different, you know, possibilities with like eye color and color for the android and everything. But again, Dan at the end of the day landed on silver, blue, and red, which worked perfectly.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Can we scroll down to the next one?
These are some interior samples that Dan's already done for the book. So for those in the chat, most of the funds for the Kickstarter are going into paying Dan for his part in the book. But we do have like 3 samples where I was able to pay him to get these pages done, just kind of show people what we're kind of going for. So as far as the tone and what to expect from the interiors and stuff. And again, it's Dan. You're going to see this, and it looks professional just because it is, because he's freaking amazing.
Man. Great storytelling.
That's one thing that I've spent the past couple years before I really started going hardcore on this book was storytelling, composition, studying, like, you know, comic illustration books and different textbooks that go over how to draw the eye to certain things. And what's cool is I'm working on the 2nd issue right now, and I feel like my storytelling is getting even better with the 2nd issue, which is kind of cool because you can kind of see the evolution as the issues go on. Because again, it's going to be 3 issues at the end of the day for the whole story.
Very rad, very rad. What else we got after this?
Get our first real good look at the android known as Ty. And I mentioned the coins that come with the Kickstarter back, like pledges earlier. That's the logo in the center of his chest, the RVT logo, which is really cool.
I love you, Jason.
Man, Joe,
that's what I'm talking about.
You're just gonna sit there and take that, Joe? Jeez. But yeah, we got this.
What a miss!
Oh, the best comment.
Motherfucker! Come on.
Love that. And then we got, I think, a 3rd preview page. Yeah, there we go. First look at him, you know, with his eyes open, and good look at the main family that's in the story. You got the Hemingways, you got Bill, you got Rhonda, and you got the little girl Leah. And Leah is very much like sort of the heart of the story for a good chunk of it. And I loved drawing this family. I honestly don't really know why. There's nothing necessarily like significant about them as far as people's concerned. They're very much, you know, regular, everyday people who have their own financial struggles. They're not necessarily wealthy and they're not necessarily well-tempered. They're just people. But it's always the simple things that you enjoy drawing more than others for some reason sometimes. I don't know what it is about it, but it just is.
Yeah, I like drawing walls. Like backgrounds, like I remember like being a kid, like backgrounds are boring. They take too long, just whatever. And it's like, nah, I like noodling out like a ceiling, or a door handle.
I've definitely had to grow to appreciate doing backgrounds more over the past couple of years. I'm very much a character first, then background as an afterthought. But I've, again, studying David Finch and how he teaches about lines of beauty, right?
Yes.
And how that's kind of changed my perspective about how to texturize things and just make a scene more interesting to look at in general.
Yeah, he's a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything's looking great. So is that a black and white edition?
Yeah, so you got black and white covers.
Mm-hmm.
We'll look at that, and then I know he wanted to look at the video first. But yeah, we got black and white ink versions of the covers A and B.
Okay.
Nice black and white set. And of course, you got the main three covers there with the cover A, cover B, and then of course, good old Iron Maiden cover C.
Yeah.
Nice, fun little addition. And what's kind of cool is that Dan and Dave finished coloring that cover the very day that we reached the funding goal for the campaign. And so it kind of worked out perfect timing-wise. So it's like, hey, we reached our goal. Here's this new cover. Of course, I'm not going to say that it was finished today, but the timing was just impeccable.
Oh, they don't need to know that.
They don't need to know that. But I mean, hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Forget that I said that.
It's all good. But let's check out the video.
Absolutely. And Sheldon, thanks so much for backing. I just saw the notification. Much appreciated.
Oh, nice. Sweet. You'll have to sign my name when you put those out. It's okay.
I'll be sure to counterfeit your name for sure.
Yeah, it's fine.
I'll do the auto.
I tell all my friends to do it.
I'm DJ Weidrich, writer and artist behind the new sci-fi comic miniseries Glitch, which follows the story of an android named Ty who, through his own artificial lens, is trying to understand what it means to be human. If you're into stories like Ex Machina, Bicentennial Man, Chappie, iRobot, or if you just simply need a new sci-fi comic to read, be sure to back the Kickstarter and help us make this new comic miniseries a reality by funding Glitch issue number 1. I love that logo effect.
Who did your video?
That was a buddy named Aaron Bailey.
Okay.
Yeah, he did that whole logo thing. Like, I did not expect him to do that little effect at the end.
Nice touch.
Yeah, it was super nice. I really like this question from Rachel here.
Okay.
Rachel saying, what is your android's mind built on? So I don't necessarily say this explicitly in the book, but I kind of just thought of it as sort of a natural evolution of artificial intelligence as we have it today.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of naturally going from there, nothing too over the top or complex. The main thing that I do have is that the androids that are built from this company in the book are typically given what's called an artificial intelligence inhibitor chip, so that they do have intelligence, but it can't necessarily evolve to the android developing their own individuality, their own moral compass, that it's capped. But the main one we have in the story, Ty, due to some errors in his manufacturing, is not given one. And so that's kind of what kicks off a lot of the events of the story and what makes the story even possible to begin with.
Very good. Type 1 colors. Yeah. That's one of the things that Dan was saying. He's like, it looks like Streism Type 1. I'm like, I'm with it. It's all good. Another groundbreaking question from our buddy Sheldon here. Do they have batteries that run out?
So I have it to where, again, not necessarily explicitly stated, but there's a combination of solar powered and also a safer form of nuclear powered, so that there's no real battery worry for the androids. Because that's not necessarily a focus of the book, is their power source or them running out of batteries or whatnot. Its story takes place in the year 2065, where again technologies naturally evolve to where these types of machinery don't necessarily need to recharge per se in the traditional sense. As long as robots ain't running on Windows 11, he's cool.
So Matt, good to have you here. Hope all is well, brother.
What is up?
Let's see what else. Johnny Five is the real AI. He's alive. Indeed.
I love that. I love that.
So we're gearing up on the hour mark. Is there anything else you want to let the chat know, or people that are going to watch the replay about the project? How much time is left in the campaign, and what your future goals and ambitions are for the coming up in the near future?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, at the end of the day, this is a project that's been a long time in the making, and I'm very, very proud of how it's come about and how it's turned out. And I think Dan Kemp is of course, he's gonna be that last step to really make this book a full reality. And a huge thank you to those who have already backed and those who have backed during the show to give even more support to it and make it even more possible. And it's just 3 days left in the campaign, so not a whole lot of time to get in on the action. I do have late pledges turned on. I don't necessarily know how that works, but we'll figure that out. But honestly, it's just one of those things where for years you have an idea, and when that idea actually comes to fruition, I mean, you've done your own, books and stuff, your own characters. And so you kind of know that feeling of having something that you have in your mind for a long time actually existing finally.
Oh yeah. It's
a crazy, awesome feeling. And people who have supported the Kickstarter have made that a reality. So I can't be more grateful for that. And I'd say back the book. We have a total of 3 issues planned for this story. This Kickstarter's for issue 1. And I am looking forward to people seeing this story continue. And my main goal for my part is that by the time pledges are filled, either in April or May, depending on how fast Dan works and how fast we get copies in, that my part in the second issue will already be done. That it'll already be ready to go to where I can get a pre-launch going for the Kickstarter for the second issue. Because my main thing is I want to make sure that those who, believe in the book, believe in what I'm doing, and also have interest in the story when they read the first issue, that they don't have to wait too long. Because I know that sometimes with Kickstarter situations, you have to wait a long time for a follow-up, and that can get kind of exhausting and frustrating. And that's the last thing I want to do to people who, again, have shown support for it. And that's sort of my way to give thanks to people's, hey, I'm going to make sure that I make it as high quality as possible and get it out to people as soon as I possibly can. How long does the page usually take you to draw? Pencils and inks all together, a total of 2 work days, so full day for each.
Okay.
Of course, I'll do a rough layout for the pages first on my sketchbook and get the composition ironed down and everything. But I tend to work pretty fast. You asked Dan about it. Dan has actually called me a robot a couple of times in an endearing way, but I work pretty fast.
Well, he can shove it. I'm kidding.
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. But and again, a huge thank you to Dan and Dave for being involved as well with this book. Again, it's like you said, when you work with professionals who have done things for a long time and take that time and that expertise to something that you, or I guess me in this case, as a small independent creator, is really humbling and awesome. So huge shout out to them. They're incredible. I always try to tell Dan that he's awesome because he is.
He's like, no, I'm just a guy.
Just a
dude. Look, it's been awesome
dude.
having you on. You have an open invite to the show. Anytime you have something you want to promote, come on, kick it with us. You're awesome. Thank you for the opportunity to let me pencil out the variant cover. And everybody, please back that tier. Back it and spread the word. There's a few days left. Let's get him to $10,000 or $1 billion, one or the other. I'm not picky. And let's get him to help him get to issue 2 and 3 for the future. And we got Joey back in the house.
Yes, sir. Told you I'd jump back in at the end. You guys kept me very busy. I'm proud of the chat. I don't have to come after any of you guys. You did some good job commenting and being a part of the show. So thank you for doing that as Sean was doing his first time hosting a show. I thought he did fantastic. What do you guys think? What do you guys think in the chat? I think he did a really good job. So let's make sure we give kudos to Sean.
You're welcome, nerds.
That's right. That's right. Before we do get out of here, though, I want to bring up a couple things and let you guys know that the Reaper Destroyer preview book is launching on the 28th of this month. In fact, one of the reasons why I have not been in the chat or in the show tonight is I'm working on the launching page on my website at superiorpresscomics.com, which is where this thing is going to launch. This is going to be an experiment to see if I can launch stuff from my own website as opposed to Indiegogo or anywhere else as far as the main books go. So check this out. It's going to be 24 pages, $15, 15 pages of pencils in full script. So this is kind of like an ash can, except bigger and a lot better. So don't miss out. 28th of this month, probably about noon, we'll probably be going live to launch this thing. It's going to run for just a little bit because we're getting ready for Reaper Destroyer issue 2 that's launching on May 15th. So a lot of things packed into the next couple months. Don't miss out on that. So definitely check that out. But that's all I wanted to do real quick before we got out of here.
That's a sick logo, by the way, for that book.
Thank you.
Really awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. That was actually created by Brian Valenza, who was the original colorist of the book. He was he did some stuff for Top Cow, Marvel. I don't even know what he's doing these days, but he flaked out on the book, so I wasn't too happy. But he made a great cover or logo, so shout out to him. The guy without glasses is the bigger nerd, probably, or the sexier nerd. I think.
Well, hold on. I think
don't know. I put on moisturizer just before we went live, so this glimmer isn't just my my personality.
Nobody's got my voice. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's true.
Spread the word like Joe spreads his. Oh yeah, I spread it wide. You know, you already know, Joe. I will get one. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah. See, Rachel knows. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Sorry. It's kind of jarring for not doing the entire show, jumping in at the beginning and at the end. So, yeah, am I missing anything?
I don't think so. You know what? We're going to get the script to the letterer for Type 1 by next week, and that's just one step closer to getting the book finally produced. So you still have time to back it on Indiegogo and fund my comic. But yeah, so back it hard, and
hard.
Thank you for all your patience and love.
I forgot to tell you guys too, if you aren't paying attention to the Second Chance campaign Reaper Destroyer, you guys didn't know that there was a misprint in all of the files where the double page spreads got printed wrong, and actually found one page where the book cut off like 3 pages before it was supposed to. So I had to send it back to the printer. That's getting printed now, but if you can see on this page right here, there is a black line down here that should not be there. It's in every single book. A couple other double page spreads are the exact same way, so they are being sent back to the printer. Hopefully they will be back pretty soon. I can start fulfilling that book. I wanted to originally start fulfilling it before the preview book launch, but that's just timing is what it is, and it's going to be what it is. So as soon as I get those books back, we'll start fulfilling, but it's going to be a busy couple months. So pay attention to this channel, my ex, SuperiorPressComics.com, and all that good stuff for everything we're doing Superior Press related. And I think that's about it. We need to get out of here because I got a lot of work to do. Oh, fuck, it's 11 o'clock. Damn it. We got a lot of work to do and a little time to do it. So, all right, everybody, we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much to the chat, to the guests, to the panel, to Sean. I will be back Sunday at 10 p.m. for the Ronan Joe Show. Have a lot of fun over there. And maybe I'll be talking some more shit. I'll talk to you guys all later. Picture me naked. Peace.